What's good? What's good? What's good? It's your boy Eames. Welcome back to Dreams Academy. We're gonna keep this thing rolling, and this is the place where you get practical tips on how to actually make it as an artist. I know it's a lot of stuff out there giving you tips, but it's always some crazy stuff that takes a crap load of money. I'm gonna show you exactly how real independent artists can do it. Most importantly, before we move any further, click below, make sure you subscribe, like, all of that good stuff. Turn on your notifications. We're gonna try to put these videos out every day for as long as we can. And you don't want to miss anything. I'm gonna be sharing you a lot of the tips that I've learned along my journey that has me traveling all over the nation doing some pretty big shows. So, as you already know, based on the title, today we're gonna talk about something that I feel like is one of the best kept secrets in the industry, so to speak, and that's how to perform in colleges. I've dug and even in, I've been in the college market for maybe 5 years now. Even still, there just isn't a lot of information online talking about how to get into the college market. So I'm gonna dig deep into this. Hopefully, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm thinking like maybe I'm not supposed to talk about NACA and APCA, which we'll discuss what that is, but I'm gonna jump into it. So this is how you get into the college market. So essentially, there are two different conferences, or organizations, I should say. One is called NACA, NACA, and I believe it stands for the National Association of Campus Activities. And then there's the little brother, I'll say, which is, I don't want to say little brother, they kind of operate different. The other is APCA, APCA, which is the Association, I'm about to murder this. It's the Association for Promotions of Campus Activities, something like that. APCA and NACA. And basically what both of these are places where college campuses send their student activities board to these conferences, and essentially magicians, singers, rappers, what else? Ventriloquists, anything that's a performing artist, and other stuff, but anything that's a performing artist gets on stage and does anywhere from a 10 to, I believe, like a 20-minute performance. And if the students or the advisors like you, they book you. As simple as that. That's the simple way to put it. Now, there's a lot of paperwork that goes along with it. There's agencies, block booking, and all these other things. So I'll jump into as much as I can without making this video super long. So let's start with APCA versus NACA. What's the difference? In my experience, and like I said, I could be relatively wrong, but I'm just going to give you my opinion. I've done both to a degree. I've done a lot more APCA than NACA. NACA tends to be your bigger schools. I want to say like D1 to maybe even D2. Whereas APCA is like your D3 and your like junior colleges. The difference is NACA is a lot more competitive. So let's say you go to a NACA and you perform. Well, there's a crap load of other artists that would be performing there, like a lot of artists to pick from. So it's a lot more competitive. However, the buy-in is a little bit cheaper because you do have to buy into both of these. I'm not going to get into prices because I'm pretty sure I'm not at liberty to disclose how much they are. But the buy-in, I believe, is a little cheaper than it is at APCA. Let's talk agents. So you can represent yourself in these markets and talk to the schools and, do all your own paperwork, your own contracts. At both of these conferences, there are places for you to set up a booth. So after you get performing, usually there's a section, I can't remember what it's called, but it'll be like an hour-long performance with different performers. And after that, everyone will go to like the booth section where students and, groups of students can come around to each booth, talk to people, discuss what they're doing, and essentially, figure out how to get you to their school. There are booth fees. But back to what I was saying about agents. There are agents in the market that can represent you if you don't want to represent yourself. I personally don't want to represent myself, so I have an agent, and these agents sign you. And a lot of times, your fees can be waived. Also, with having an agent, depending on your agent and the agency, you can also maybe ink certain type of deals where you don't pay anything up front, and they'll pay and take a higher percentage on the back end, or if you only want to play certain months of the year, your agent will block that out. So it's a lot of benefits to having an agent, But on the flip side, they will be taking a percentage, which I think is, it's 2019, people. Come on. If you have management, they're going to be taking a percentage. So let me discuss what I like about the college market. First of all, the payout is gigantic. The budgets that these schools have is, usually pretty nice for independent artists. A lot of times you can end up getting what they call like block booking, where you offer a discounted rate to colleges if they all decide to book you at the same time. So if I'm going to, I don't know, let's go Northwest region, and there's 5 schools. If I can, get them to all book me in the same week, I'll often give them a discounted price. And that's how you kind of put tours together. One show, flying out of, I don't know if you're from Montana, flying out of Montana to LA for one show can turn into flying out of Montana to LA for 5 shows, been there for a week, and then you can play open mics, street perform, maybe get booked at a couple bars, and you can really put tours together based on where the colleges are booking you. And more importantly, you're getting paid like every single show, anywhere from, I don't know, I'm just throwing numbers that I've seen, anywhere from $800 to upwards of $2,000, $3,000, depending on if you're a solo act, band, whatever you set your price to. So that's how you get into the college market. I'm not gonna go down the long journey of the pros and cons and just the ins and outs. Maybe we'll do that for another video. In fact, if you have any questions about the college market, comment below, and maybe I'll make another video answering some of those questions. But the big thing I wanted to get across was APCA and NACA. NACA and APCA. It's a conference that you go to. There are regional conferences all over the United States. They're regional conferences. So there may be 9, I don't know, I'm just throwing numbers out. There may be 9 conferences in NACA and maybe, I don't know, 10 conferences in APCA, and you can go to the Northwest region, the, Midwest region, so forth and so on. There's a national convention, but you go to these conferences, you perform, and if the colleges like you, they book you. Simple as that. I don't want to get into packaging and everything. Like I said, I want to keep this super simple. I would advise you to do your little digging online to see if you can find more things out about APCA and NACA, or you can just go straight to the websites. Both of them have websites, and maybe I'll try to tag those websites below if I can find them, and go in there and look. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I think it's just hard to find that information in general. Go in there and go to the websites, look at it, comment below if you have any questions. I really want to answer the questions. I know this is a topic I knew nothing about. I literally got lucky and went to a conference shooting photography for artists and kind of discovered, the college market, APCA and NACA. So with that being said, like I said, if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. We're going to be dropping videos every single day. Hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys soon.